Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our special class today. Today we are continuing with our beautiful, what's it called? The Seasons of Elegance paper, as this was one of the questions that I got asked. And don't forget that you can message me a question anytime or private message me. You can leave them in the comments or you can private message me, whichever way you want to go. Good morning, Tanya. Good to see you on. Or should I say good afternoon, Tanya? I don't know where the morning's gone. That's okay. So this morning's class over in Crafty Monday, we made this cute little card with the cream and the gold. So I'm going to use this time the blue and gold. Doesn't it look gorgeous? This paper is just so beautiful. And the back side of it is just absolutely gorgeous too. Now, I'm looking at this and thinking something completely different to what I'm meant to be doing today, but I just love this, what I'm seeing on here, and I'm thinking, you know what? I should be keeping this paper for something else. And so I put that piece of paper over there and I'm thinking to myself, do I need to cut myself another piece? Always check the back of the paper because there might be something on there that when you see it, you go, oh my God, I am going to use that for another card. Who gets that? Do you get that idea? Hi, Susan. Good to see you on. I hope your hubby is doing well. And give him our love. All the girls are thinking about you guys. It's been a really hard time. But you're here today and I'm excited about that. And yeah, so you can sort of see the difference on this side to this piece that I cut now. I want to keep this for another piece, something else I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to use this piece because it's pretty plain on the back. So always check, hi Heather, how are you? Good to see you, come on. So always check the back of your paper because it might be something that you go, Oh, I'm so sorry, Suzanne, I am really sorry that he's not doing really well. We're all thinking and praying for him, for you as well. So, yeah, not good. I hope you're staying strong, sweetie, because it's hard going through something like this. On your own. So make sure you know that we're all here for you and we're all praying for you and your hubby. Okay, so let's come down to the workbench and get started on this card. Now, if you do come on a little bit later and you're watching the replay, hello to all our replayers. You know, it's great fun to come on and watch the replay because I know some of you have to go to work and you aren't privileged to work from home or do stuff from home. So, look, that's fine. And you can always catch up on the replay. Now, let me go through this for you because I want to go through it step by step so you can sort of see how we're going to do this beautiful little card today. So our card is measured at 21 centimetres by 14.5 and I've scored it at 10.5. I still haven't found my bone folder, but that's okay. I'm slowly unpacking as I'm going. And then I'm going to bring in my two pieces of paper that I have cut, my designer series paper. So I'm going to glue one to the front. So I'm going to do this. Glue one to the front. Okay, so this one's going, which way do I want it? I think this way. Do you ever do that? Twist your card around and think, which way do I really want it on my card? Because sometimes the patterns just are so different. You think, oh, do I want that at the top? Do I want that at the bottom? I love when we use our glue because we can easily slide it around a little bit. So I think I might come in with this piece. I've got the gold on that side. Okay, so stick this piece down on the inside. Okay. Now you're going to need your die cutting machine for this one, and you will need the big one because unfortunately the little one won't fit this big die in it. And this is the decal circle dies that I'm using today. Okay, so I've got this one, and this one measures, let me just measure this one. It measures roughly nearly just over 7.5 by 7.5. Okay, so it's between the 7.5 and the 8. So we're going to use this one first. Okay, up comes the big beauty, the monster machine. I better move my coffee because I know if I don't, I might hit it with the plate. And then if I hit it with the plate, what's going to happen? Oh, go over all my work. So I'm going to put my base plate, then plate number 2, then plate number 3. Then I'm going to line this up. So this is the fold of the card here, up the top. So I'm going to place this on the fold of the card, and you can mark in if you want to. I eyeball it, but you can, if you want to, you can mark it. If you're one of those people that has to be precise about markings, that's fine, you can mark it. No right, no wrong, remember? Just whatever you feel comfortable doing. So we're going to wind this through. Oh, she's a bit squeaky. She must have got worn out over the weekend. I've never heard her squeak like this before. I'm talking about my machine. Okay, move that out of the way for a minute. Let's see, make sure that makes through. Ooh, yes it did. Okay, has gone through. I don't think that one's going to fall out, which is good. So we've just got the top layer, and then I'm going to trim this bit off. I was hoping that it wouldn't go right through, and it hasn't, so I'm really happy about that. I mean, it has got a bit of a mark there, but when we put the piece of white over that, it's going to be fine. Okay, it hasn't gone right through, just on this first layer, because I'm using the thick white cardstock as well, because that gives it more to cut through, plus the designer series paper, so it's given it a lot more thickness to come through. Okay, and then we can just trim this off with the paper trimmer in a minute. We need to bring our next piece in, and this is also on thick white cardstock, and I'll just give you the measurements of this one. And this in the decal circle frames is 10 by nearly 10, nearly 9.5 by 9.5 by 9.5. Okay, so we're going to come in with this one like this. Then this one's got to come into the middle like this. So you want it even all the way around. Okay, so if you're not sure that you can hold it even all the way around, you can put some sticky note on that. Okay, so grab your plate, make sure you've got no fluff or anything on it, and come down over your dies, and that's going to go through your machine now. Okay, so we're going to bring this through the machine. Oh, she's sounding a bit better now. She's still a little bit. She was saying, "You're being really mean to me." So now we've got a little circle here that we can put aside. We can use a bit later. Ooh, okay. Now what I want is this part here, this circle bit. Okay, that's the bit that I want. I'm going to just put these back in the decal circles because I know if I don't, they might end up in the bin, and I don't like that. I'm just going to pop them back in here. These decal circles are all different sizes, and I love that. Okay, so they're really, really great. So with this, you can now, we're going to decorate this. We're going to trim this off. So we're going to put this in on our paper trimmer. We're going to line up our score line on our cutting line here, which is the cutting line there, and we're going to bring our blade. Now the blade, don't forget, is right on the edge here. It's got a little split, and that's where your blade is going to be. So you know you can push down when you see the cut edge. Okay, so you can see that you're going to pop that bit out. Which is going to look awesome. And then this piece is going to go over the top of this. Okay, now if you don't want this a 6x6 card, which it does end up being nearly 6x6, which is 15 centimeters, because you'll need a bigger envelope, you can trim this bit down. You can trim this card down. So let's just put this on first so I can show you what I'm talking about. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up and I'm going to place this around this section of the blue here. Okay, so let's just glue a little bit of glue on this section around here. Okay, so we're just going to add it to the card, not to the piece that you're sticking on, just to the card. For the simple reason, if you add it on here, you might add it right around, and then what happens? We get it stuck up here as well. So we're just going to add this here, and we're just going to glue that bit on here. Okay, so we've got that like that now. Okay, which is really nice. So now we're going to stamp out our big birds that are here. I'm just going to move these. And once again, I think I'll stick to my grey granite because it's a softer colour and I like that with the colours. And you can colour these any colours you want them. So I'm going to come in and stamp out my big birds. The two birds, I should say. Two birds. Okay, now you can decorate these birds up any way you want, colours any way you want. To start off with, I'm just going to do the berries. So I'm just going to colour the berries in. Now you can leave some little white highlights if you want to. It's entirely up to you. If you want to leave the little white highlights on the berries. Thank you for joining me today and sticking with me. Don't forget to leave a comment. Tell me something that you learnt today from the class. Tell me in the comments if there's something that you've learnt today from the class, something that might have excited you, that you hadn't seen before. And you can always add your comments afterwards so you can keep watching. Okay, so who's got the paper? Tell me who's got the paper, because the paper is absolutely delightful. It's just absolutely beautiful. And thank you to, I nearly said the lady's name. Thank you to the lady for, well, there was actually a few ladies for asking me how to use this paper, because, you know, it can be daunting when you buy this beautiful paper and you're looking at it and it's got all this gold through it and you think, I don't know what to do with it. And you really don't know what to do with it, and it can be hard. We're going to bring in a little bit of red on our birds, just a little bit, just so that we have a little bit of highlight with a little bit of red coming through our birds today, or this one in particular. Yeah, we can do a little bit out on this one. Okay, so it just depends how you want to do it. Now don't forget Wednesday. Wednesday I won't be around at 2 o'clock. Why? Because I'm going to be in Melbourne watching Sister Act with my daughter and having a day out with my daughter. This is my Mother's Day present. So I'm very excited about that because, yeah, who wouldn't be? A lovely present. So I'm going to use a balmy blue. I'm sort of thinking, will I go red and white or will I go another colour? But I might just stick with the red and bring in a little bit of, I'm trying to work out what blue this one is. I think it is, oh, Pretty Peacock. It looks pretty much the same as this Pretty Peacock. I might come in with a little bit of Pretty Peacock. I like Pretty Peacock on the bird. Let's hope we've got the right colour. Oh, it looks pretty awesome. So I'm going to come down here and bring this in. Oh yeah, that looks pretty awesome. And bring it down on the tail here. Down here. So don't forget to leave me in the comments what you've been doing today. What's been your highlight for today? I mean, it could be anything. I need to add a little bit of red in there. I'm using the cherry cobbler, by the way, not actual red. And I'm going to go with the peach pie because I do like that. It's lighter for the beak. Okay, so I'm coming with the peach pie. And then what colour are we going to do a bit of a blend in the centre? And I think we'll come back over with that beautiful ivory because I think the ivory will just pop all this colours out. My poor ivory, I think, is just about run out. I need to get another one. But I can use this end. I'm going to bring this ivory in, and bringing the ivory in with a little bit over that red is going to spread a little bit of red, which is really nice. Yeah. Beautiful birds for Christmas. Okay, then I'm going to use the light crumb cake for the branches. And add a little bit of light up through here on the branch. And the same on here. Now, if you think that's too soft in there, you can always come back over with a little bit of like if you think you've got too much ivory on there, you can always come in with something like Pool Party. This is the light one, I think. No, this is the dark one. Let me grab the light one, Light Pool Party. Is this the Light Pool Party? Oh, no, it's not. I bet you it's not in here. No, I haven't unpacked it. Okay, we'll use the dark. We'll use the dark. You can always come in with a little bit of the dark one and just come in a little bit as well and add that extra little bit of colour on the bird if you want to. So it's really up to you what colours you want to add. So just showing you different ways that you can add because I'm not quite sure what colours the lady has, but I'm going to leave the head light and just bring in a bit darker body on this one. And you can come in with another light blue as well on this one, so you can bring in a lot of different blues because we're using the blue. And I'm going to come in with the light balmy blue on this one. It's going to be different again. And you can bring this one down as well. And it will just look a little bit different. And I'm going to leave a little bit of creaming around the edge. So it just depends on the colours that you want to bring in. Now we're going to run this through the die cut now, through the die cutting machine. And you're going to need your beautiful winter tree die that goes with the stamp set. Oh, I hate the sticky stuff on the inside here. It always seems to stick down when you don't want it to. Okay, so this is going to go over the top of this to cut it out. So let's bring up our monster machine. Cut our paper off because I like to not mess all my paper up because I really do want to be able to stamp another image onto that bit of paper. And because sometimes you just have images on your plates here, it can come out on your design, so just always be a little bit mindful. Okay, so we're going to bring this around. Hopefully we've got it pretty lined up where it's meant to be. Okay, hopefully that's nearly it. It's a bit tricky this one. Gotta really line him up, both sides. Make sure that he's sitting right. Put your number 3, so you've got the base plate, plate number 1, and then 2 plate number 3s for your dies. And I just think I moved that just a fraction. If you think you've moved it before you go in, wind it back out because it will be wrong. If you know and you think you've seen it wrong, it will be wrong. So I'm just trying to line up these berries over this side because they look like they had moved. Okay, I think, let's hope. Hold our breath. Are you all holding your breath for me? Let's hope it's straight. Okay. Now, we're going to do a little bit of blending with our white pen as well on this now that we've got it cut out. So we're going to come in with our white, which is called our colour lifter, and it's got a thick and a thin end, but make sure that it's got solution in it, and you can tell by just touching your skin it'll be wet. Now we're going to blend this through a little bit, and by blending it you're bringing back the colour a little bit so it's not so daunting, and you're just running it around and it's just blending that colour through. Okay, so it's just taking away a little bit of the darker colour and coming in with the, just blending it through so you don't have those distinct lines. The same with this one. Just blend it through a little bit. It just blends it in really beautiful, and you have it blended right through. Okay, so now this is going to go on our card. So this is going to go on our card here and here. So we're looking now for places where we can stick a little bit of glue. Okay, so you can sort of see where you can actually put it. So it's on the end of the tail, the end of the berry, the end of the head, and the end of the stem. Okay, because we want it to stick on that circle. Okay, we want it to stick up there, but we could even have, I want to keep the head down because it's right on the 15, so I want to keep the head down. So that would be the first piece that I would stick, but I wanted to make sure that the little stem and that would be holding it as well. Okay, and then the tail. Make sure that you take out your pieces that aren't meant to be there. So the first piece that I'm going to put a little bit of glue on, now the other thing I wanted to share with you before I stick that on there, nearly forgot, cut yourself out a white image. Oh, nearly forgot to do this. Just about to put the glue on, I thought, oh, missed a step. Okay, so we're going to cut just a white one out. Nearly forgot that. Let's do it now. It wasn't until I started seeing the colour behind I went, oh. Okay, so we're just doing one in white. Why? Because we want to stick it on the back so it looks neat. So it looks neat. I nearly forgot. So we want this stuck onto the back of this so it looks neat on the back. Okay, because you don't want it not looking neat. Okay, because with blenders, what happens? It comes right through. Okay, so let's make sure that we stick this down first. I nearly did forget this bit. Yeah, I was thinking of you, Tanya. And Joe. I was thinking of you. Yes. There's nothing worse than when you forget this little bit. Okay, so stick this onto here. Make sure that you sort of slide it around and that you've got it in where you need to have it. So you've got that nice back piece on this. Okay. Also makes it a little bit stronger when you're doing one of these ring circle reef fold cards. Okay, I call it a circle reef fold card. I'm not quite sure what it's called, but that's what I would call it. Yeah, so now we need to come back to our card. And we're going to stick a little bit on our head up here first. And a little bit on our tail of the tree, the end of the tree. So head, tree, berry. Head, tree, berry, and a little bit up from the end of the tail, not much. Okay, so let's work with that. A bit there, bit there, bit there, and a bit there. Let's hope we did that right. Turn it over and give it a bit of a swoosh down. Now just remember, if you've got a little bit of glue that's come out, you can grab your embossing buddy. This is a great little gold nugget, guys, and just wipe that over the back of that, because if you did get a little bit of glue that just come out, it won't come out now, like it won't stick, okay, because we've just embossed, powdered it down and dried it out. Okay, now this makes it up a little bit big to go in our normal card envelope. So what would you do if you had to do it smaller? You would have to cut your card down. Okay, so this is the big card if you did it a normal size card, but you've got to remember you've got your top bit, so it's going to actually be nearly 15, so nearly 6 by 6 inches. Okay, so you sort of think, okay, that's not what I really wanted. I wanted it to be a bit smaller. So you can always come in with your paper trimmer, and you know that your card's got to be 10.5. So you bring your line in and you know it's got to line up to 10.5. So you come up here and you go, okay, that's sitting at 10.5. You know that's going to fit inside an envelope. Okay, so then you can trim this off. Don't throw this away because you can keep this for another card. Okay, but you can trim that bit off and that brings in your card like that. But you're then going to have to put your white piece in here. Where's my white piece that I had? Here. So you'll need to bring in a white piece in here. So I don't want it exactly the same size as that. And we know that's 14. So I'm going to bring this, cut it at 12.5. Okay, so I'm going to cut it at 12.5, and then I'm going to measure down, and it's 6.5 from my score line to the bottom here, which is 6.5. You can cut your card at this size to start off with, which I will show you. But I wanted to, so we're going to come down to 5. I just wanted to show you the 2 different ways before I did it. So if you were going to make this card and not cut anything off, your piece would be 13 by 14.5, and then you would score it at 6.5. Okay, and then you would make these smaller if you wanted to. This is just going to go in here to write on if you want it to have the white piece under there, but I don't want the white piece in there. I want that color in there, so I would write on the back. Okay, so that's just the way I would do this particular card. It's a beautiful little card. I love making these little cards up. You can still have a little border if you want to, and that's not hard to do. Is just get a piece of cardstock that is the same length. Let me just share with you this quick little tip. So we are going a little bit over time, but that's all right. I just want to share with you because I would have cut it the right size, but then you wouldn't have realised what I think visual sometimes is better. Oh, did I just cut? Yeah, 14.5. And then I'm just going to go 0.5. So I'm just going to do a 0.5, or not quite 0.5. And grab this little bit. This is if you want to put the little border down the bottom here. Have that white little border down the bottom here as well. So it looks like it's sitting within the card, okay, within that frame. I could have cut this one exactly the right size, like I said, but I wanted to show you what I meant by it's going to be a 6 by 6 if I cut it the normal, okay, but you can rectify it, okay, and it's not hard to do by making it look like you've cut that designer series paper to fit. Turn it around and just trim that little bit off. Now you can bring in words on this as well. Okay, you can put words in here as well. So it's a cute little card. Hi everyone, I hope you like that. So you can sort of see that will fit now in our normal envelope. But if we had the bottom of this in, like the bigger bit, it wouldn't fit. It would have to be in a 6 by 6 envelope. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. That's the measurements that I would do for this size. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed our little card this afternoon, and don't forget to join me at 3 o'clock for our technique class. And God bless you all, and thank you for joining me today. And Susan, love to you and your hubby Barry, and I hope you both you know, stay strong. Thanks, Heather. Bye for now.